Happy Monday. Let's have an amazing fucking week. I saw a lot of you already sent your data into the Google form. Thank you for doing that. I have a total of two. I'm gonna do as many as I can because it's adding up quite quickly. I have a total of 9 today, and I want to make sure everybody's actually on the call who needs their data reviewed. Yes, Jennifer, thank you very much. Appreciate it. But it's good to see everybody here. How you guys doing? Doing good? Doing great? Amazing. And then if we have a little bit of time at the end, I do have a hard cutoff rate at 2 p.m. today. But if I am able to get through everybody quickly, we can yap and talk shit and all that good stuff. All right, let's do it. So let me hop in, share my screen. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Oh, let me actually share with the sound here in case we got anybody send in their ads, run more ads. All right, so we're gonna go with Andrew first. Oh Lord, come on. There's no way this is as fast as it goes. There we go. All right, Andrew, let's do it, man. All right, so 5 days, 350 in spend, 3.27 CTR, 2.3% CTR. Immediately, dude, I'm noticing ad relevance is low. Like I really think there's no reason that your CTR should be under 3%. The only exception I would make to that rule is if you're selling in a country with incredibly low CPMs, I'm talking like $12, and your CPC is so good as a result that it doesn't matter, but that's not the case for you. Your CPC is way too high. Let's see what countries you're running in US. So I would be aiming for like $1.50 target CPC. You are more than two times that. So immediately there's an issue with the creatives. So I definitely want to take a look at that. Great market though. I know some guys doing incredible numbers. Is he at 8 figures per month? He's close to 8 figures per month, if not already there. $40 price point, $43 of revenue, one sale. Wow. Okay, $350 CPA. So not only did you have four creatives, according to the data, and I'm very open and transparent on this calls, guys, just so you know. So don't take anything personally. I want you to get results no matter what. So 350 CPA, very poor conversion rate. Like, how much is this? You should be running with like a 3 to 4% conversion rate as your KPI with that price point, especially with higher cost of traffic. If anything, like you can have a little bit higher of a CPC if that increases your conversion rate, but it's not. 5.5% add to cart ratio is pretty poor. Add to cart to purchase is also pretty poor. Okay, first test on new product. I don't know if the product is bad or my landing page is mid or the ads are bad. I think for you, it's actually a combination of all. I would put the ads as like the number one problem. Landing page is number two. Product, I haven't seen the product yet, but it's most likely not the issue here. All right, so let's take a little look-see. And let's also take a little look at the ads here. Nope, that didn't work. All right, cool. We got one of the ads. By the way, I didn't even ask. Andrew, are you here? I feel like I saw him. Okay, cool. Just making sure. What's up, man? Hmm. Is this buy two for 50? Holy shit, what a deal. That's a crazy offer, man. I don't know how your margins are gonna work with that with this product. This is a super That's crazy. This is a super proven product, by the way. Like this is a product that actually can do numbers, and it's very similar to a product that I know a guy selling that is doing. Like that was the guy that said that's almost at 8 figures per month. This banner down here is much too large, specifically this section. I have no idea what that photo even is. Okay, so thoughts on the landing page. I would say it's good, not great. To me, for the most part, this just seems like you're trying to sell the product, not what the product is going to be doing for you. Like this picture, for example, this is the main photo. I would probably do a different photo if I were you, but everything you need, nothing extra to buy. Complete Sonnet Pro kit, ready to use from day one. Zero outcome centered language there. We scroll down, we have this curiosity question, and then right into features, not even benefits. Finally reaches what brushing, flossing, whitening have always left behind. Maybe we could say that's a benefit, not an outcome though. Dude, you got to understand, if you're going to sell a product like this in the United States, you got to use every tool in your tool belt. What I mean by that is people want to have better looking teeth. Like let's just go to the core of human psychology. They want their teeth to look better so that they look in the mirror and they actually like what they see so that they can attract partners better. It's some insecurity deep, deep, deep down, probably like half your market. The other half is people that are genuinely worried about getting some sort of mouth related disease, like, I don't know, gum cancer, gum illness, something like that. But I would argue for the most part, Heath is such a visual, cosmetic market. Like you guys want to learn about advertising, like go learn about the toothpaste market. It's a really good market to look into to understand how stages of sophistication have evolved over time, specifically for one market. How tooth whitening toothpaste actually became a thing. Mouthwash is another really interesting one. The whole mintiness, for those who don't know, like having minty smelling breath, that does nothing for your teeth. Literally nothing. Um, Mouthwash, I believe, used to be they tried all the different flavors, and that was one that just gave people the feeling of cleanliness. And that was why it was always one that sold better compared to anything else. But it has nothing to do with effectiveness, literally zero. Now, if I was running a product like this, I got to be tapping into those emotions way more. I already see it many pieces here in the copy. It seems surface level. Like if I'm being honest, it just seems relatively surface level. It's so much about the product, not about what the product is going to do for me. Now, let's see if the ads match that. Yep, immediately they do. Because I don't think, I don't know your market. I generally know this market a little bit, but I don't know your specific market. But I know for a fact that people are probably not buying this so that they don't have to go to the dentist more often. They're probably buying it for some sort of cosmetic reason, as I said. I would really, 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 really go into that deeper because images like this, you are going to see, like, this is the exact type of ad that Facebook hates. The Facebook hates it because it's not going to promote any kind of organic engagement. It's very clearly an ad. If I were you, let me just kind of get to the point here because I know I have a lot of people to get through. 100%, you got to start running some statics with this. Specifically, you could probably take almost this identical image here, like before and afters, destroy for this product. This is like damn near where before and afters were invented. It's like weight loss and anything cosmetic is like where the most powerful before and afters are. Now, they're a little bit riskier inside of your ad account. I think Facebook personally has let let go a little bit in terms of how strict they're being with before and afters, but it's just not resonating with your market at all because it's so focused on the product, not about the outcome that people are going to get. There's zero outcome anything here. It's all product related. So like maybe as a super bottom of funnel product aware ad, this could work. That's not what you need. You need the top of funnel, the ads that are going to scale, the ads that are going to convert cold people. That's what you're missing. And ads like this are not going to do it. Does that make sense, bro? Any questions there? I'll see if I can load one more of these and curious if it's like the same feedback. Curious on how specific my PDP needs to be. Also, how do I make all my ads congruent with my PDP if they are different concepts? I wouldn't worry about it too much, bro, truthfully. You're gonna have I think people generally over I'll put it this way. I've tested angles on the lander. So I'm testing angle A versus angle B versus angle C. I don't specifically make creatives for each of those angles. A lot of times, the existing creatives that were already running and are already winners still will show you how well that lander is going to convert with different congruence. Like you're still selling the same product. Ultimately, the outcome is still roughly going to be the same, even if you're using different angles. So I think that it's especially at this level of scale, it's not the most important thing for you to focus on right now, generally. So your issue is not your ads being like your issue is not your ads are not congruent enough with your lander. I can promise you that's not your issue. Your issue is your ads are not good, period. Your lander is actually not that bad. Like I said, the copy can definitely be better. I'd probably give this like a B in terms of the lander, but structurally, you have a lot of good things in place. Super proven theme. You got testimonials. You got social proof. You do have a before and after in there. I know the add to cart ratio was low, but that's mostly because your ads are not good. The copy can totally be improved, but other than that, bro, this is largely an ad issue for sure. Make sense? Hell yeah, brother. Cool. Um, Also, if you guys remember like specific calls, everybody at some point is running native statics, but if you don't have any training on it until I release the official native ad training, which is coming soon, um, just go and watch previous lives that I've done because every single live it usually comes up. I end up like ranting about either like the data you need to look at or how to make them more effective or whatever. If you guys have specific ones, feel free to drop it in the chat. All right, let's move on to Anthony. You here? Anthony, what's up? All right, let's look at it. 6K spend, 4.25% average CTR all. I think you may have flipped these around, Anthony. Your CTR link, it's impossible for it to be higher than your CTR all. I'm guessing you mix those up. So let's say this is your CTR all, this is your CTR link. Either way, they are accurate, or I'm sorry, they are within KPI, which is good. Main thing I'm looking at is that link CTR being above 3% minimum. I honestly should just increase that to 4% these days. It really depends, everything is quite contextual because I don't know your CPM, CPC, etc. But your CPC is golden, bro. Looks really good. CPMs also look fantastic. Holy hell. They look fucking astounding, actually. $18 CPMs in the United States, bro. Beautiful. 90-cent CPCs. I have 90-cent CPCs in some of my ad accounts in the US too, but my CPMs are like 80. So I have to have like a 10% fucking click-through rate to get that. That's crazy. Interesting niche though. Collectibles. Okay. We got 50 and then 150. 55 then 150. 40 SKUs. Best sellers 120. That's fucking awesome. 27,000 attributed. Is this like from Shopify or is this directly on the Facebook dashboard? Facebook. Rip. Are you only running Facebook ads? Are you running other traffic channels? Okay, good. Yeah, you have to use Facebook attribution then, unfortunately. And you don't have any attribution tool like Triple Whale, Hyros, WeTrack. Do you have anything like that? Negative yet. Okay. I would personally, I'm such a psycho about data, dude. You guys know. So I would look into getting one of those. Triple Whale and WeTrack are typically the most popular options. I use Hyros, but it's expensive as fuck. I just have so many traffic channels that I like to track across. It worked pretty well for me. Yeah. Okay. 2% conversion. Dude, these numbers look insane, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like insane in a good way. You have a $160 AOV. Where's your conversion rate? I just scroll past it. 2% conversion rate on that, which is very solid for that AOV, bro. Very solid. And for that CPC, holy shit. Uh, Add a cart to purchase ratio is surprisingly low. However, part of that is due to the high price point. Still, I think you could probably get that up. Maybe that's something we can diagnose. incredible ROAS, 4.48. That's beautiful. Break-even ROAS is 1.6, a little high, but you also have a higher AOV. Let's take a look here. Alex said I thought triple whale increased CPMs. Um, in my extensive tests I've ran, they did. Yeah, they did. But I'm also in one of the most competitive niches that you can possibly be in. So like I do very specialized stuff for myself. Dude, what a cool market, man. Super cool. How do I get to, is this where you're driving your traffic? Like this is the page where you drive the traffic? Okay. Um, nice. All right, cool. Dude, overall, your margins on this are phenomenal. My immediate action point is just to spend more money. Like you're at a 4.5 ROAS. You spent 6K, basically 6K for the month and super duper profitable. So I would try to just spend more. I mean, you can do it slowly, of course. I would be increasing spend at a minimum 20% per day. And pretty soon you'll be, I mean, you'll be at $1,000 a day and spend pretty soon. But your numbers look so incredibly good. Like there's actually it's hard to pick apart things. Like you said, your conversion rate, however, you're selling a $160 product, dude. Of course, your conversion rate's going to be a little bit lower. That's totally normal. And it's still not even that bad. It's 2%. Like that's our KPI usually is 3%, but that's for like $40 products, $60 products, $80 products. You had 2% on 160 AOV, man. You're doing just fine. And that I'm dead ass. Like that's your next action point is just to spend more money on ads because it's destroying. But let me dissect the rest of this. Like relatively young brand, we first started conversion rate was 6 to 10% on a regular basis. Using Builder.io landers, but then switched to Shopify landers due to post-sale pages and bundle integration not working properly. Okay. I mean, dude, the AOV is still so good. Like I don't even. All right, let's take a look at the ads. See if I can find something there.
Michael Whitman's Command Tiger S-04, the Knight's Cross Ceremony, Ukraine, January 14th. This tank has been built by every major model manufacturer in the world. Now you can build it yourself. Pad printed details, tight tolerance.
You create this yourself? You create this product yourself? It's such a cool, unusual market, man. Really cool. I like it. And the link goes to this main page here. Okay, so yeah, man, I love it. First off, you're doing almost you're like by the numbers, you're actually doing everything right. Like there's not a single metric that's outside of KPI. So for you, the game is uh basically pouring more gas on the fire. Like you got to spend more money, number one. But if I were to really tear apart your data, the one thing that I would complain about being outside of KPI would be your add to cart rate, right? Our KPI for most people is 10%. You're at $160 AOV. Obviously, 10% is not really going to be feasible. I mean, anything's possible, but this is still really good, like for that product. I definitely want to diagnose this because this is actually honestly more worrisome than this. But I do think you could probably get this up to like 6%. And I'm being nitpicky. Like you could get it up to 6%, 7%, maybe 8% on the extremely high end. Looking at this, I think that your lander is it's working. So I don't want to talk too much shit about it, but I think it's decent. Specifically the mobile layout. I just think it's a little bit, just a little bit confusing. And I think that you can improve it quite a lot. So if I were to prioritize something for you, I would probably split test your landing page. And when I say split test, I was looking through my copywriting notes because I'm building this new copywriting course for BBA. And one of the takeaways there is to split test things that yell, not things that whisper, especially early on. Like the CRO agencies that are split testing like button colors and shit like that, they're doing that for businesses that are generating hundreds of millions of visitors per month, or at least sessions per month. It's just like at an incomparable scale. So like one tiny little change is going to have a massive impact in your revenue. But for everybody else on this call, it's not going to be point being split test things that yell. So I would do an entirely different structure of your landing page, for example, like completely different design, completely different copy. Test like 5 of those over the next month, and I think you may find one that actually beats your control. Um, yeah, Fabian has a great point as well. Obviously, make sure legally you're good with everything here. Make sure you're not selling any copyrighted or trademarked material. Now, what I want to take a look at is that add to cart rate because, sorry, your add to cart to purchase, because there's probably something weird going on there. Let me, okay. So this is the page. Let's say I want the product. Uh, this one here. Okay, so it was added to the cart, but the cart didn't open. No, I'm in the cart page now. If you have a drawer, I can't tell if you have a drawer cart or a cart page. It's a cart page, but when I added it to cart, the hell happened? It is a drawer, but for some reason it didn't open when I added it to cart, bro. Look, let's say I go back to this page, mobile, add to cart. It just says added to cart. It doesn't open the drawer, and it doesn't even show that there's anything in my cart right now. So as on the Shopify backend, this was just marked as an add to cart. Me as a user on your site, I don't know about you guys. I click here and then I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm probably waiting for the cart drawer to open or for it to take me to a cart page with the added to cart. I didn't get either. I just got the added to cart thing right here, but I stayed in the same place. And I added another and it's like, you know, so to actually go to the like, how do I actually buy? Like, how do I buy from? I would have to click on the cart and then go and check out. So that would definitely be something I'd split test, dude. Either like make it a drawer that actually opens, or just make it a cart page. Either one, because your add to cart to purchase ratio should not be that low. Shit, that could be a super low hanging fruit for you, man. You should have actually a pretty high add to cart to purchase ratio. I said it was the opposite, but if you're sending all the traffic to the sales page, people that add to cart are well aware of the price. They should be purchasing at a higher rate. And you have less like curiosity people because this is such a niche specified market. Yeah, so I can't go any further than this, but the cart page is definitely something to look into, bro. Overall, you're doing fucking phenomenal. Super dope product, incredible AOV. And if you're not running like after sell, I think you probably are. You mentioned somewhere here. Yeah, post sale pages. So I'm guessing you're yeah, okay, cool. And personally, if it were me, I'm the funnel guy. I would probably test this out on something like Funnelish too, because but you have so many SKUs that would be a little conflicting. No, I would stay here. I'll stay here, but just do more testing on landing pages, test out the add to cart thing specifically, and then just spend more money, bro. That's all I got for you. All right. Uh, good shit, bro. Nils, you're up next, dude. So we got 5 days worth of data, 542 bucks to spend. 3.2% CTR, 18% CTR link. Ratio's not ideal here, but $15 CPC, $28 CPM, solid. Solid CPC as well. Um, Guessing running native statics, new mothers. Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember now. All right, so you are basically you're like slightly above, slightly below break even. Your cost of traffic is relatively decent. I want to take a look at the quality and make sure everything's good there. CPMs are great. I do think this is something to inspect. The ratio between CTR all and CTR link is a good recipe for getting unqualified people to your store, which can artificially lower your conversion rate, as we're seeing here. So that's like one plausible hypothesis I have. AOV is very solid. I still think your breaking ROAS is a little bit too high, but you have so much margin to deal with, so it kind of makes up for it. Let's see what you got. So I built a list goal and alternate advertorial to test both. I launched a new campaign with 2 copies following the same winning angle, 3 different hooks, 3 different images, 2 for listicle advertorial. I let Jeremy watch over it. He recommends adding more value to the offer and suggested free gift and or charity. I did both since my economics aren't that great. I wrote a 30-page ebook over the weekend to not increase my COGS and also added a charity to my PDP. The biggest complaint is still abandoned checkouts slash conversion rate. I think you mean not abandoned carts because your add to cart ratio is not that good. Your add to cart to purchase ratio is actually almost right in KPI. So I don't think it's abandoned add to carts. I think it's people that are abandoning without adding to cart. If you know what I mean. It's not abandoned checkouts, but it is conversion rate. I decreased my campaign budget following the SOP. I would love to give a look at my pre-laners. I'm curious about your take. What I should do moving forward. Okay, what is your like first off, in regards to these two funnels, tell me this. Which one has been performing better? You said listicle and advertorial. Which one is doing better, and what are the results there, like spend and ROAS? What is your advertorial CTR? It's a very, very important number for me to assess here. I mean, the this template is super duper proven. I think 2.83. 2.83 can like sorry, click the rate, not conversion rate. I'm guessing that was conversion rate. Was that conversion rate? That's good conversion rate. Uh, Yakov asks, is it possible to get higher CPMs just because I pay my ads with virtual credit card? Yes, unfortunately it is. Oh, link CTR. No, I mean advertorial CTR. I don't think you sent the entire advertorial either. You just sent the first like page 5 times. But I mean, I guess that is the most important piece here. I think this image is not very good. This image should definitely be better. And specifically, what should be better about it? I mean, I'd probably have the credibility figure here or have some sort of transformation. Also, it looks like you have 2 authors. It's a little confusing. Hmm. Advertorial CTR 38%. That is very good. Please send me the advertorial link, unless I can find it before you do. I did. Too slow. Oh, brother. Brother, brother. Okay, so this is why advertorial CTR can be misleading. You have a sticky add to cart immediately. So you're not forcing any kind of consumption. So people will read just about as much as they want to. Most people do not read beyond above the fold. They see above the fold and then they leave. So if they don't leave, they're probably next action step is going to be to click this button. So you're not able to get the benefits of the advertorial the way that you're really running it right now. So I always try to force as much consumption as possible. At maximum, at minimum, add to cart button 50% of the way down the page. At maximum, have it at the very fucking bottom. Because like this seems all good and great, but reading is skimming. So these people are going to be reading. There's two authors, which again is still really strange. There's way too much going on above the fold. So on desktop, it is a good template, but mobile clearly needs some adjusting. I would probably I would get rid of one of these two things. Only have one top banner. Look at your above the fold section, dude. Like all you can see is a headline and the call to action button. I can't see the sub headline. I can't see the image. So you're not giving me a ton of material to work with for me to continue to scroll. Like as soon as people land on this page, the above the fold section, your number one goal is to get them to scroll. You want them to consume because consuming is educating them and selling them and getting them deeper and deeper down the funnel. But the way that this is right now, you're disincentivizing consumption by having an add to cart button so high, the sticky add to cart. And also, this is just unnecessary white space that you're wasting. There's a lot of wasted space here, and there's wasted space here. Only one of these really is necessary. I'd probably remove this one. If I had to remove one, I'd probably make it this one because then you immediately make them like product aware. You can have it on desktop, but on mobile, I wouldn't have it. And then it would be this. I'd probably still make even this a little bit smaller. This, and then the headline, sub headline. Reviews should go below. Reviews should go. Man, this template is kind of messed up in mobile, bro. Get this out. Headline, sub headline, image, author. If you would have the reviews below like the offer as like a review, reviewing the article, then that works. In terms of copy, it looks decent, man. This second half piece is really important. I would still once again tease the solution in the sub headline. You actually did it in the headline, the and how, like taking them from a why to a how, moves them down the level or up, moves them to the right for levels of awareness. So you're getting them more aware, qualifying the traffic more simply by using that one word and how they can get it back in under 2 weeks. And then you go back to like an if then, if you switch, blah, 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 then read this before you blame yourself for quit pumping. It should be like, if you switch XYZ, your output dropped. This little known solution that 88,000 women are using is going to help you do XYZ. Basically tease the solution even a little bit more. That'll qualify the traffic a little bit more too. And better image, delete this, keep the authority figure. I'd still also adjust the copy structure a little bit. So you want to hook them in with the lead because you go basically straight into the body instead of the lead. The lead is this, its lead is almost like a continuation of the hook. So if a hook is designed to get somebody's attention, the lead is designed to amplify that attention. And then the body, the way that you know it's a body is because there's an introduction. By introduction, I mean, hey, my name is Jennifer Clark. I've been a board certified lactation consultant for over 11 years. And this is the number one thing that most women don't understand about lactation or something like that. That would be the body. The lead is building up the desire that you captured from the hook. Does that make sense? And right now you're missing that. So you went straight into like the I've been a lactation consultant, blah blah blah. Who cares, bro? I've been a lactation. Cool, cool. I've been a lot of things. Nobody gives a fuck. All right. What's in it for me? WIIFM. What's in it for me? That should be, that's like textbook copies. What's in it for me? This, there actually is like a what's in it for me, but as soon as you get the lead, you lose it. I've been a lactation consultant. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. All right. Anyways, so yeah, you need a better advertorial here. Uh, all those changes I just recommended right there, that is your 80/20. Like the 80/20 of an advertorial is the headline, the subheadline, and the image. It's everything above the fold. And then, of course, the lead would be the next thing beneath that. And the farther you go down the page, the less important things become. Let's see if this sales argument is relatively clear. And then I have to move on. Okay, I think overall your mechanism can be simplified. I was following it until about here, which is actually the explanation of the UMP, unique mechanism of the problem. Like this makes sense. I think this makes sense. Yeah, it's really just this piece right here. So I think that can partially be improved just a little bit too. It's also, how long is this? Yeah, Mother's Day sales really good as well. All right, yeah, that's about all the feedback I have. The final thing I want to say is I think a lot of people is actually really fucking good. A lot of people think that a doctor and an authority figure, a credibility figure, are synonymous. They are not synonymous. Sometimes they are. In some markets, the doctor is actually the number one authority figure, but in some markets, it's not. And some of those markets are medical markets. But you got to understand the way that the overall perception of doctors in the medical industry has been changing over the years, over the decades, right? Pharmaceutical, industrial complex, the fact that doctors are just fed bullshit information textbooks. It's actually becoming more and more well known, especially in younger markets like first-time mothers. First-time mothers are like plus or minus, let's say 25 to 35 years old, roughly. That's my age demographic. So like yeah, I see that you have both, but I think a lot of in this market as well, you're still leading with the doctor. So I don't know your market, dude. So you will have to research for yourself. But I can say from experience, selling across a bunch of different markets that doctor's not always it. A lot of times it is the woman that has actually been led astray by doctors. Now, I think that you have the fact that you have a lactation consultant is probably actually better. but doctors have misled a lot of people, and especially women, 100%. Like women have been disenfranchised by the medical industry for basically all of history until the last like few decades. It's pretty fucking crazy. So that may be something to tap into as well. Cool. Alrighty. Samuel, you here? Hey, what's up, bro? All right, let's do it. Last 14 days, 1.1K in spend, 2.3 CTR all, CTR link 2.35. CPC is crazy. CPMs, holy heck. Hebrew backwards watches. No idea what that is. You're selling in the EU and the US. Nice. $171 AOV is awesome. 6.3% add to cart ratio. It's really not bad for this market. Sure, it could be a little bit higher, but for this AOV, it's really pretty solid. Add to cart to purchase ratio is a little bit lower. Want to investigate that. ROAS is beautiful. Break even ROAS. Oh God, dude, this is fucking awesome. 2.26 ROAS with a 1.1 break even ROAS. That's what I'm talking about. These are the gross margins that allow you to freaking win. So shout out to you, bro. You got that locked in. Okay, let's see what you got. Feels like the funnel and ads could be better. Any tips appreciated. Also, last month we had ROAS around 4 for 2 weeks, and it dropped a lot after ad account hit spending limit and wasn't spending for about 3 hours before I noticed. Did that mess up the algorithm learning phase? Unfortunately, it does. A lot of those small things do affect your optimization, and you can get back to it. It typically just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of ad spend. 2.26 ROAS is Facebook attributed. Actual performance is likely better. It's almost certainly better. Yeah. Okay, bro. I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what this is. I don't even know that word. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so this is where you drive all your traffic, you said, right? Okay. And okay, selling everything to a collections page, which for wearables like watches is actually the right move. Hmm. So I have similar feedback to you as I had to some other people. It's just immediately just start spending more money, dude. Your gross margins especially are so good. Your ROAS is actually still really good, but this is just going to make it so good for you long term. And you're already like with this alone, you're probably at like 35% margins, give or take. I don't know what all your expenses are, but I would say around there. Super cool market, man. I see. I see. This is really cool, actually. Okay, let me investigate the add a cart issue. What the fuck is the add a cart? Okay, there we go. Okay, I do think you can probably make your PvP structure a little bit better, dude. So this description here, so it's actually very different from most advice that I give because I'm like a big direct response guy. And if you try to use aggressive direct response to sell luxury watches, it's probably not going to turn out super well. I would definitely make these a little bit longer, man. Really explain the specifics, but the emotional specifics. Like I say that every product solves a problem, even products like this, but it's solving some sort of emotional problem. And your job is to, I would make it probably 3 to 5 sentences to actually sell the product. Like it's still copywriting, but you're not going to be going super deep like into an emotional pain, for example. But you can explain the emotional outcome that you're trying to convey when what somebody feels when they put on a piece like this. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, literally what I was describing is right here. Um, yeah, I'd probably just get rid of this then. Okay, let's investigate the add to cart issue as well. I noticed you don't have a sticky add to cart on your PDPs. I would definitely recommend it, dude. Okay, standard add to cart. Okay, let me open this in another window real quick because I want to see if I remember correctly, it was your add to cart to purchase ratio that was a little low. So let's see. You have a drawer cart and super standard Shopify checkout shipping. What do you offer for shipping? I don't think I have any more feedback, dude, actually. Overall, I would be oh, the ads, of course, yes. Let's take a look. Free above 200. That may be affecting that add to cart to purchase ratio just a little bit. It also could be the price of the product. There may be, in general, just lower add to cart to purchase ratios in markets like these. Whoa. No, man, I don't think I have any feedback here. Oh, actually, I do. So there has been some new AI tools in the marketing world that have deployed over the last week or so. One of them is like the Higgs Field Marketing Studio, where you can basically make a full-blown video ad, but it's especially good with like these like product demonstration animations, if that makes sense. Think of like an Apple commercial. So it's like that, except it builds into the product. I think you could test out something like this and probably probably destroy it with that. But typically images do really well with this market, hence, the reason you're sending me this. So you could test out basically taking your top image and turning it into a dynamic video with text coming across the screen, literally just like an Apple commercial. They're so easy to make now. I would recommend testing those out just to increase your creative diversity a little bit. But that's all I got for you right now, bro. Overall, great work, super profitable, spend more money. All right, Tom Johnson, you here? What's up? What's up? Okay, so we got 8 or 9 days of data. Okay. CTR link 3.82%. Solid CPC, very solid CPC. Pet niche top five, 29 sales, $27 CPA, 2.69% conversion rate, 39 AOV. Yeah, I can tell you're doing nothing for the AOV. We can take a look at that. Fantastic add to cart ratio, fantastic add to cart to purchase ratio. So you're profitable. You are profitable, which is good. Obviously not where you want it to be. How is it possible that you're convert? Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, let's take a look. I was like, how is it possible your conversion rate is this low when your add to cart ratio is that good? And your add to cart to purchase ratio is also that good. And it's just because your traffic is so cheap. I mean, you're paying 57 cents for a click. So potentially you could be better educating people on the front end to increase your conversion rate on the store. This would increase your cost of traffic, but that's okay if it means that your ads are more profitable, of course. I have post-purchase upsells. My store is UK based, so they don't get shown. They do not get shown in the top five. I don't think they're getting shown at all. It's literally the exact dollar value. Oh, wait. No, yeah. It's literally the exact dollar value. So I don't think a single person has ever taken your upsell, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah. Um, there should be solutions for that though. What are you using for post-purchase upsells right now? Like currency conversion on post-purchase upsells should not be a constraint. Let me take a look at the ads because if anything, that's what you need to fix here. The lander is fucking doing its job, bro. Like to have that add to cart rate on traffic that is that cheap, that's really fucking good, man. Genuinely. You just gotta get the AOV up or the conversion rate up. So are you mostly running like in terms of ad spend, is it mostly these like kind of more native statics or is it
If a dog wore the
these ones? The AI? Okay.
Perfect Heaven pendant every day for 30 days, here's exactly what would change week by week. Week 1. The ticks stop reaching him. Because the pendant doesn't kill parasites after they've already bitten, it repels them before they.
Okay, very very small thing I'll try testing. Speed up the ad. Speed it up to 1.15 to 1.25x speed, specifically the voiceover. And you'll probably see, yeah, just a little bit more. It still feels a tad bit slow. And I bet that'll improve your results immediately. This is a super
Stop reaching him.
for anybody wondering, this is super solid format of creative.
If a dog wore the Perfect Heaven pendant every day for 30 days, here's exactly what would change week by week. Week 1. The ticks stop reaching him. Because the pendant doesn't kill parasites after they've already bitten, it repels them before they ever touch the dog.
Another thing I would test out here, man. So what I'm describing is kind of a format, kind of like, no, it's just making variations, but I would test replacing specific animated clips with non-animated clips and see how that impacts your conversion rate. For example, when you're showing the actual like downside, like where a tick is actually, like lodged in the dog as an example, what you can do is actually use like a real clip. Like almost think of something like this. Like if you were to animate an image like this. In fact, that is a good strategy to just animate your top performing statics. Another thing for everybody on here.
The dog. Every chemical collar works the opposite way. The tick has to bite first. The chemical kills it hours later. But Lyme transmits in 3. Week 2. No more ticks found after walks. USDA scientist Dr. Fred Eller proved Cedrol, the compound inside the pendant, repels up to 94% of black-legged tick nymphs. Cedar has been repelling parasites for 50 million years. By weeks 3 and 4, a dog mom stops checking him obsessively. Sprays evaporate in 4 hours. Chemical collars soak the skin in pesticide for 8 months. The EPA has 2,700 pet death reports.
And truthfully, I think what you have here is a really solid concept, like this creative in particular, really solid concept. I think the script can be better. I think it's a little bit it's a little bit bumpy. It doesn't feel like it flows super duper well, but super duper proven format. If you haven't already, take this script or at least the general concept of it, like watch what happens if a dog would
If a dog wore the
if a dog wore the XYZ, here's what happened. Take that and turn it into the copy for a native static, and you'll probably have a bunch of new winners immediately. That is format transmutation.
It has 2,700 pet death reports linked to Seresto alone. Spotted a tick on your dog? Here's what most pet parents get wrong. Don't run to the vet for another chemical dose. Don't drown us in those sticky spot-on drops. Don't hand over $300 a year for pills that pass through our bloodstream. And don't assume one tick is just one tick.
So, yeah, let me see one last thing here. Oh, you've tested a pretty good amount here. How many of these AI videos have you tested? I saw those too, but I'm sure there's some more. All right. Well, you got to test a lot more. Um, yeah, dude, definitely start testing more. Start making variations of those so you can take that one winner, test it with, three hooks, test it with different characters, different dogs, different dog breeds that are like the main character. Test it with like the human being the credibility versus dog being the credibility versus doctor versus a veterinarian being the credibility. Um, just start spamming fucking variations of those, and you can test each one in its own ad set. You know the deal, like three to five ads per ad set, all with like the same general concept, but split testing hooks, split testing characters, split testing length, split testing different speeds, all stuff like that. Uh, Other than that, your conversion rate is definitely not the issue. Like the lander is holy shit, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. I actually I actually don't know if it's accurate. Am I 15% add to cart ratio and 31% add to cart to purchase ratio? I breezed over this, but maybe I wasn't calculating it correctly. Fuck no. So, oh, it wasn't in dollars. How many dollars is your CPC? It's like 0.57 British pounds. How many in dollars? Okay. Still insane. And you have 15.5% add to cart rate and 31% add to cart to purchase. No, it is page related, man. It's a really good page. So let's just say, like, for, out of curiosity, if you were to spend $1,000 on ads, you would be at this many link clicks. Let's just say there's drop off of 80%. That would be this many landing page views. Out of that, 160 add to carts. Let's just say 50, 50 purchases with a $40 AOV. So these numbers would actually put you at a 2x ROAS, bro. So something is off here. Your add to cart ratio, I'm guessing that's what's actually off because I actually read that data backwards and I breezed through it. But the real issue here, you're getting extremely cheap cost of traffic, 77 cent CPCs. Your add to cart rate you said was 15.5%. Typically, you see a lower CPC means a lower add to cart rate. Yours was way higher. I don't think your add to cart rate is actually 15.5%. Yeah, so those numbers you just gave there, 1,200 clicks, 91 add to cart, that would be a good amount less, I believe. Yeah, that would 100% be less because 80% of 1,200, just as an estimation of landing page views, is roughly 1,000 people. All right, so it actually is your lander. It probably actually is your freaking lander. God damn it. I would still do everything I said with the creatives. Nothing would really change there. Um, I mean, everything looks really pretty solid here, dude. I think the text is probably a little small. If I were to, have a complaint, I think I typically try to get my paragraph text up to like 18 pixels, and this is probably around like 16. The offer came to mind as well for me actually because I don't. Yeah, I just don't know. I would probably have two pre-selected, but I don't. If you say for two dogs, I think most people don't have two dogs. They would only have one, but maybe they still want two pennants, just like one is a backup. Mm, no, dude. I mean, this is a solid lander. Really pretty solid. Like this is good PDP. I think I would probably be focusing on the ads here, bro. That's it. Alrighty, guys. That is all I have time for today. Alex asked a quick question. What do you think of products that solve multiple problems like multivitamin that helps with joint pain and immunity? I prefer to focus on one problem, but my competitor is doing very good with it. I also personally try to focus on one thing, man. Even if it's something that has a bunch of different ingredients or whatever that you can use across different angles, then you can test them one by one. But to say like they all work really well together, I think the more kind of ingredients and mechanisms that you add in your explanation, the more it weakens the overall sales argument. Fabian, how can we get your feedback on something if we don't have any data? I'll review it, but I want the data, like because I just know that's how you can get the best results possible. And I don't want to bring in my assumptions as much as possible. I want to lower my assumptions that I'm making and just look at cold hard data. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for being here. Let's have a great fucking week. Talk to y'all next week. Peace.